we play men in 1969. That doesn't instantly mean that we're villains or dicks, you know? Now, the truth of the matter is that these guys were, A, doing their job, and B, behaving in a way that was societally condoned, basically, you know, the country over. It wouldn't have occurred to an editor-at-large or a reporter in 1969 that the way that they were used to behaving, the way that they'd been brought up to behave, was anything other than the way that they should behave. Now, what's particularly gratifying, I think, about the way that Dana Calvo, who wrote the show, draws these male figures is that she hasn't drawn them as a black and white, you know, these guys represent the patriarchate and they're, you know, therefore they're evil. She's given them very sympathetic qualities. She's also given them humanistic challenges within their own lives that make them watchable and that make, I think, it gives the audience an opportunity to look at them and say, okay, I recognize what the women are fighting against, but it's more opaque. You know, it's not like the women hate these men. The women actually love these men. They work with them. They're their colleagues. They're their lovers. But the women have a higher cause. So.
And the men, specifically your characters, don't hate these women. They're just confused by them. They're confused by.
They're intrigued by them as well, and they're aroused by them. And certainly my character, who's straddling generations, you know, on the one hand, he has to please his shareholders, who are all of the old guard, and on the other hand, he recognizes that change is afoot, and he's excited by the notion that these women present real new opportunity, but he's bewildered as to how he can integrate that into a life that has only gone down one path.
Right. I mean, I think for 1969, these are actually like some fairly woke bros. Like, I think that that's sort of part of what makes interesting television is that it wouldn't be interesting if we were just watching good girls and villainous guys. It's much more interesting when it's in this murky gray area and characters have been created and performed that are really worthy of these women falling in love with at the same time as there is societal endemic discrimination that they are a part of on a spectrum, really, and that like it's also for the viewer. It's for the viewer
shades of
to give men shades. It's for the viewer to give them men that they want to watch falling in love with these women and working with these women.